What do I do with my hands? Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Caitlin. I read books and I'm also blind, so I'm going to put these on. So I just returned from Portland. I went to Powell's. It's my second time ever going to Portland slash Powell's, and I took a 16-hour long train ride to return home. So shout out to my roommate for picking me up at the train station at 6 a.m. So after a very long nap, I'm here to talk about my haul. I could spend all day there if nobody stopped me. I went with my friend Kim, and she used to live in Portland, so Powell's is no big thing to her, I guess. She was done in maybe 20 minutes. She found me and she's like, I'm done. I'm gonna go to the cafe. Let me know when you're done. And I was like, bitch, go get lunch, go to the hotel, go hang out with your partner. I will be here for hours. And I was. I think I spent a good 3 hours there before my bank account told me I had to leave. Without further ado, let's talk about some books. The first book I got was Snow Country by Yasunori Kawabata. I actually have already started this. I read the first 70 pages while I was on the train home. The entire book does not take place on a train, and so when they got off the train, I was like, oh, I can't read this anymore. I'm on a train still. So it's about a man named Shimamura who is from Tokyo, and he takes the train to this very cold, very snowy village. I don't know if the name of the village is ever mentioned, but it's in the mountains on the west coast of Japan. And he meets a young woman who's a geisha, and they fall in love, but it's just not as simple as that due to the strict rules that a geisha must live by. And that's pretty much the whole plot. I don't know, maybe I'll finish this bad boy tonight. So I'll talk about that in my reading wrap up. The next book I got was The White Boy Shuffle by Paul Beatty. This is Paul Beatty's debut novel from 1996. It's about a black man who moves from Santa Monica to urban West Los Angeles. And at first, he does not fit in, but then he becomes a basketball superstar. If you don't know this about me, I love basketball. Fun fact, I'm a substitute teacher, and one day I was substituting kindergarten, and a little girl came up to me and asked me, what's your surprise interest? Mine's basketball. And I said, oh my God, my surprise interest is also basketball. And she said, it's very surprising about me. The next book I got from Powell's is The Idiot by Alif Batuman. This was a finalist for the 2018 Pulitzer Prize in Literature. So I've heard really good things about this. All I know, it's a coming of age story about a young woman who goes to Harvard, and I believe she wants to become a writer. I'm looking forward to reading this. I really enjoy coming of age stories. The next and final book I bought is not from Powell's. I actually got it at a small indie bookstore called Wallace Books. This is A Minor Detail by Adanya Shilby. This was in the Women in Translation section, and this is written by a Palestinian author. The first half takes place in, I believe, 1949, and then part 2 is set in the present. And that's all I know. That's kind of all I want to know before I read it. And yeah, those are the books I got in Portland. Thanks for watching my vlog, and I'll see you in the next video.